Benvenuti, amici. We are at one of the most quaint, beautiful neighborhoods in the entire. This is the neighborhood of Trastevere. So excited to show you around. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm Ariel, and this is Urbanist. Welcome to quaint Trastevere. We're already starting to see the little winding streets of this beautiful village in the middle of the Eternal City. More than 4 million people live here in Rome, and yet we're going to enter an area that feels like a small town in Italy. Similar to how Greenwich Village feels like a small town in the middle of New York City. So you can think of Trastevere as the Greenwich Village of Rome. Let me know where you're watching from, and today is going to be a wandering. No set stops, no specific agenda, not a specific tour. We are going with the whims as it feels right to visit, where to turn, when, or when. We'll go with the intuition of exploring to our heart's content. And the reason I do that is because I truly believe that wandering is a beautiful way to experience the city. But here we're in Rome, so we're going to use a more appropriate term. We're roaming around. Hey Wendy, hello Pam, hello Kay, hello Ronald, ¿cómo está acá? Hello Unfall, hello Veronica, you finally found me live. Yes, and you tuned in at the right time. So here's one of the classic fountains of Trastevere. What does Trastevere mean? Well, it's the 13th rione, which is basically arrondissement, just the Roman version. It means across this river over here, across the Tiber River. Let's cross the street over here and take a look at the river that defines Rome. And then we're gonna go into these beautiful streets. Someone's playing reggaeton, so let's enjoy some... Actually, never mind, car's going away. All right, awesome. Hey, Donald, watching from Midwestern Canada, Saskatchewan. Right now it's 31 degrees Celsius. And that's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh yeah, that is hot in Saskatchewan. I'm shocked. So I think they're doing this system so people don't ride their scooters across the bridge and fly into the Tiber. But it's an odd system. That didn't stop that bicyclist down there. Hey, Pam says it's really beautiful here. You know you can walk under the bridge. I do know. You know, I barely see people walk along the Tiber. Here it seems to be a little bit more lively since there's a few bars. So let me know, is it an activity to walk along the Tiber? This area does seem very lively. A little bit further down, not so much. So this is the mighty Tiber River. This is the same river that one of the very first inhabitants of Trastevere used. They were the ancient Etruscans. The Etruscans predated the Romans, or at least the height of Rome. Christoph says it's pronounced Tiber. I don't know, Christoph. I haven't heard anyone pronounce it Tiber. I've always heard it pronounced Tiber. But for the Italians out there, let me know. What do you think? Anfal says, yes it is. You can walk down there. Cynthia says, so enjoying your live streams. Thank you so much. Joe says Ariel has to walk off that pizza for breakfast. Indeed. I think I already did after that broadcast. Small restaurants and small shops down here, says Unfold. Oh, very cool. Maybe look at it a little bit later. This side doesn't have shops. So where is Trastevere? It's right here within the city of Rome. As you can see, it borders the entire Tiber River. At first, when this was inhabited at the early days of ancient Rome, it was the Etruscan area. Few Etruscans still lived on. They were a very mysterious people. Many archaeologists still don't know fully who the Etruscans were. They fully haven't deciphered even their language. So who knows what secrets hide over here from the Etruscans. These are their sarcophaguses. And here's their ancient writing system. So perhaps we'll talk more about the Etruscans in one of their ancient sites if we explore more of Italy. Hey! Just watched a video of a Vatican priest pointing to it and calling it Tiber, says Paul. Yeah, I heard the pronunciation Tiber very frequently. Hey, Kay says if Ariel gets 50,000 this month, stars that is, FB will double as a bonus. Yes, FB will double as a bonus, 50,000 stars. We reached Facebook is offering to double 50,000 stars. So if I get 50,000 stars within the next month, I will be getting actually 100,000. So all of your stars will be doubled. So now let's wander around Trastevere. Who knows what we'll find. Punta Cisto is one of the most popular pedestrian bridges which can be witnessed at night or day. Yeah, you can see a lot of people walking through it. And it's named after Pope Sixtus. Now, the interesting thing about this bridge is Trastevere has always been fairly isolated from the city during its ancient times, but there was one link to Trastevere, and it was the ancient Roman bridge. There was an ancient Roman bridge right over here, but this was replaced many millennia later. Back in 1475. Raphael adds a great extra tidbit. He says it's the third longest river in Italy. Thank you so much. Caitlin said 400 stars. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for 400 stars. Okay, so let's go explore. Maybe we'll go back later along the water. But let's go into the actual town. So before we go, we've been having a lot of new viewers, and some new viewers unfortunately think that these should be vlogs, that they should be short and sweet and straight to the point. Fair warning for any new viewers out there, these are not vlogs. These are very long and very meandering and casual and slow and relaxed, and that's the point of these videos. If you want to see something more straight to the point, more punchier, more practical in information, then watch a vlog. There's plenty of other channels that do that. But here we take it slow, we take our good time, we chat just like Italians do when having a good aperitivo, a good Aperol Spritz. We chat for the longest time possible. We really get our long walks on here in cities around the world. So I hope you enjoyed this style. And if you don't worry, there's a lot other styles out there in YouTube. That's the beauty about YouTube. There's so many out here. So the fountain is one of the main meeting points of people around here. W2M says, saw you eating, it's delish. Peggy says, I love these long live streams. Marianne just sent 1,000 stars, whoa. 1,000 stars is almost the equivalent of $10. Thank you so much, Marianne, for the $10. That is so awesome. Marianne sent 1,000 stars. Edward, hey Edward, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Anfal says, I feel like deja vu watching Ariel do yet another Rome live with his vibrant shirt. My first encounter of Urbanist was him doing these videos. Yeah, Anfal. I'm glad you've been tuning in since 2019. Puta says, I've been to Naples and Eastern Italy, small villages, but not in Rome. Would be nice to visit here sometime. You know, there's a weird, I would say misconception or warning to tourists. People say, don't come to Rome. It's not worth it. It's too touristy, too overdone. I don't know. I massively disagree with that. Same thing happened with Athens. A lot of people say Athens, oh, not worth it. Just go for a day or two. But no, Rome can't be seen in a day. To rephrase the popular quote, Rome wasn't built in a day. So here is a place to grab some trapezzino. Trapezzino are like little calzones to make a kind of a American equivalent. Let me see if I can buy one. Let's see if I can buy one. Wow. Buongiorno. Can I buy a trapezzino over here?
Sì.
What do you recommend? What's the best trapezzino?
Cacciatora, pollo cacciatora.
I'll have one of those, please. And one suppli of cacio e pepe.
Terminato.
Terminato, ok.
No, cacio e pepe. Cacio e pepe no, vero? Classico. Classico. O crocchette di patate. Classico.
Classico. Grazie.
Com'è your name?
Ariel.
Ariel.
Yes. Alright, so here it is. We're gonna get a trapezzino. Try a good Italian street food before we get on this journey. And look at this. Unfold sent 100 stars. Thank you so much, Unfold. So let's wait. I'll wait just a little bit further away. You quiero un latte, says Victoria. Oh, yeah, well, we might be bumping into coffee, of course. That's the Italian experience. Say it. Okay, grazie.
Vediamo domani.
Disabbettere, sì.
Grazie. All right, pro tip in Rome, carry change with you because a lot of places are cash only from what I've experienced. And just in general, the prices here are so inexpensive, you're just better off carrying cash. That's why I've noticed. It could be a little bit slower to carry to pay everything in card. Kay says a rate 3,000 stars sent. All right, 3,000 stars. That's so epic. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending those stars. Sorry I can't read every name. Sometimes I'm busy ordering and doing all these other things. So thank you so much. Is there much of a language barrier? I know Spanish. So by knowing Spanish, I'm fluent in Spanish. It's my first language. I understand if they speak slow enough. So generally, if there is a language barrier where the person doesn't know English, they'll start speaking a little bit slower in Italian, just like an American would do if you don't know English. And hence I can capture it a little bit better. So I did understand her when she slowed down. But otherwise, almost everywhere in Rome, people know at least some English. So you won't have too much of a language barrier. You can always point to things. And don't be afraid of the language barrier. No one's going to really make fun of you, at least not in a terrible way. So it's all good. Hey, Victoria says, gracias por los videos de Grecia. Quedaron preciosos. Oh, qué bien que te cantó Grecia. Ojalá te encantara también Italia. Estoy bien emocionado a enseñarte más Italia. I'm very excited to show you more of Italy. Ronald says, that sounds like Joe Pesci's mom in Goodfellas. Ooh, does she have a very... did she speak in Italian in that film? How can you not be excited in Rome with all that historical past, says Warren? Oh, yeah. Susie sent 100 stars. Thank you so much. I much prefer your attitude to traveling to that people who just want to been there, been... Donald, I agree. Your Boston video helped me a lot going to the city. I went last weekend. Oh, I'm so glad you did. Best pasta in Rome. Also go to Piazza Fiori, says Pam. Ooh, thank you so much for the recommendations. Wally, 50 stars. Thank you so much, Wally. We stayed in Trastevere on our first visit to Rome, says Mary. Oh, I'm so glad. So beautiful. And look at this tree over here. Wonderful. So the trapezinos are being made fresh. They are not pre-made like sometimes you may encounter in America. George says Ariel's Italian is getting much better. Oh, yes. Ronald says, with enough stars, I will feature Port Authority. Biggest goal ever, yes. Biggest goal ever. It's a charming street. Oh, yes. Paul says, Craig Ferguson said, the famous TV show host, he was one of the greatest TV show hosts to have ever lived. He said that if you don't know English, speak English with the Italian accent, and people will understand you. It's like what people do with Spanish. Yeah. Italian is very similar to Spanish, says Action Kid. Indeed it is. There's a lot overlap. Action Kid, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Joe Pesci's mother in Goodfellas was played by Martin Scorsese's real mother, says Jack. Ooh, cool fun fact. How do you say Ariel in Italian? I just pronounce it in Spanish. Ariel. Ariel. Yes, Ariel. Grazie mille. Ciao. All right, I got it. All right, so let me find a place to put down my gimbal. Continue on with the show because I want to show you this. Ciao. I gotta learn how to say hey in Italian, which is ciao or salve. How are the bagels in Rome, I wonder, says Susie. Oh, Susie, that is an excellent question. I don't know how the bagels are in Rome. Let's go up here. Yeah, Italian is much easier for me than Greek. You know, it's all Greek to me, but here in Italy, at least some of it sounds Spanish. I'm saying grazie mille, which means thank you very much, would be the more normal translation, but if you want to be the direct translation, it is thank you 1,000 times. So we got two things. We got a trapezino, which is like a more of a modern street food. I think it was invented, it is branded, so it was invented by a guy, chef, who I think he did it in, I forgot the neighborhood. If anyone knows the neighborhood where trapezino was invented, but there is an original trapezino shop, and they did expand to New York. But in New York, the trapezino is like crazy expensive. It is like $9 for this in New York City. It's insanely expensive. But here it's only like €3.50. And they're filled with meat. Look at this. Bella says manja. Oh yes, we're gonna manja. Are you visited Sophia Loren? Is she still alive, Jack? So look at this. Bread stuffed with chicken. Now you might think, oh my god, this is boring. Just chicken? Oh no, you haven't had a good Italian chicken yet. Italians don't eat too much chicken, I think, but this chicken is so tender because I've tried these before when I came here in 2019. This chicken is so tender. It's rotisserie pulled chicken stuffed with this beautiful fluffy bread. Let's try it out. Magnifico. The chicken is so tender. It just melts in your mouth. The bread, perfectly crunchy on the outside, almost making kind of a pizza texture to it. So it almost tastes like a folded up pizza as opposed to like a calzone, which is a bit more doughier. Is it peppery? The chicken has pepper, but it seems to be seasoned made with oil or butter. So it has a very kind of buttery taste to it. It's very kind of juicy as well. And it just has a lot of flavoring. So they really well seasoned this chicken really well. Susie says, I would enjoy this better than anchovies. And Marianne says, no chicken parm? What is this? I thought this was Italy, says Marianne. Sorry for adding words to your mouth, Marianne. Chicken parm probably won't be so common here in Italy. Chicken parm is an Italian-American thing. And remember, Italian Americans had 100 years of separation from the mainland Italy. There might be more of an interchange now in the past like 10 years or so as more younger Italians are becoming expats in New York, but it's more of an Italian-American thing. So I love how tender this chicken is. George says it looks like a Mexican torta. Yes, Mexican torta is a Mexican sandwich. Yeah, it looks similar. And they're usually made with chicken. So yeah, it is similar. But this chicken, oh my God. Very different from American chicken, the way it's seasoned. You can get American chicken that's this tender. It's rotisserie. But this one has this different, beautiful seasoning to it. And the bread is very uniquely Italian. This might be a brand. Like a donut plant is in New York, or like a Blue Bottle. But trust me, they make these made to order. The ingredients are fresh. And even though it's a brand that you'll see in many different places in Rome and some other places in Italy and even New York, try this. Admittedly, the New York ones don't taste nowhere near as good as this one. Somehow in Italy, they make it better. The Trapezino is truly on another level. But let's go to the supli next. W2 says everyone wants a bite of that. I thought people wanted more anchovy pizza. What happened? No more anchovy. You sure? Like, I got this thinking no one was gonna like it, and it wasn't gonna compare to the anchovy pizza. I have a B. The bee, even the bee wants a little trapezino. He's around here. So here is, hopefully it flies away. Okay, cool. Here is a supli. Supli is, you can think of it as kind of a, I'm not sure what would be a good American equivalent. We have an American equivalent to this. It could be considered also like a relleno de papa in Puerto Rico. It's similar. But of course more Italian style. So let's try a supli. This is a common appetizer or snack that you can get in a lot of like bars or cafes in Italy. So the breading is very kind of crumbly. Very crumbly breading that they have here. Deep fried, of course. And the inside is stuffed with cheese. So Ronald asks, have you found Hawaiian pizza yet? Oh no. Oh no. I think that's blasphemy here. Though I bet there's at least 1 or 2 places that are daring to make Hawaiian pizza. Stay tuned, Ronald. Maybe I'll investigate. So this stuff with cheese, I think it's can't quite tell. Maybe it's a risotto. Can't quite tell what's inside. Aya says, is this a arancini? Yes, it's similar to arancini. It's basically arancini. Arancini is just the Naples / Sicily equivalent. It's good, just a little bit more plainer tasting. A little bit more plainer tasting. So this goes down a little bit easier. The cacio pepper probably would have had a bigger punch to it because it has black pepper. So yeah, this one's a bit plainer in taste. I gotta have this final bite of this trapezino before we continue walking around. Matt says that's crumbled chicken. Is it? Is it, Matt? Really? Wow, they really crumbled up that chicken. It needs a dipping sauce. Not really. George says it needs a dipping sauce. That tomato, the cheese itself is very, very flavorful, and the breading as well. So they season the breading like you would a good American fried chicken. In Mexico, we gave praise to Huitzilopochtli. In Greece, we gave praise to Zeus and the other 12 gods. But here, we give praise to good old Santa Maria. Thank you, Santa Maria. Que Dios te bendiga. I'm not sure how to say that in Italian. But thank you, Santa Maria. Salve, Santa Maria. Saint Mary or the Virgin Mary. Thank you so much for this amazing food. Let's continue walking around. Let me know if you want me to feature anything. He's satisfied now, that wonder face. Admittedly, I was extremely hungry. I forgot to eat lunch, so I was very, very hungry. In Rome, do as the Romans do. Donald says, I knew you were going to say Santa Maria. Oh yeah, you got to give praise to Santa Maria here. All right, let's go more into Trastevere. We barely even explored Trastevere. Already found the great food. So who knows what else we will find in these narrow streets where cars are trying to squeeze in. Oh, here's a great pastor here. Here's an important landmark. This is in honor of the famous poet Tiulusa. I think that's how it's pronounced. It was a moniker he had. Trilusa. Sorry, my mistake. Trilusa. It was a moniker he had. It was an anagram of his last name. He was a famous poet here in Trastevere. One of the more famous Italian poets to have ever lived in modern era. And this is his monument. There's a poem here, though I can't read it because it's covered by the awning. But there's another one here called Felicita. C'è un ape, c'è un se posa, c'è un botone de rosa. Lo ciuccia e se ne va, tutto sommato la felicità è un piccolo cosa. I quite don't know what it means. Something about happiness and something little small. Something along those lines. Ruben sent 1,000 stars. Thank you so much, Ruben. So, Trilusa was known for wandering the streets of Trastevere late at night, getting hammered, very drunk, and then writing beautiful poems. He was known for that. So you can think of him as the Ernest Hemingway of Rome. Jack says he was a handsome guy, I must say. Wendy says don't blame him for getting drunk and wandering the streets of Trastevere. Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful streets to wander drunk. So let's recreate this amazing poet's wanderings through Trastevere. Let's make some poetry. Let's make some live streaming poetry, ladies and gentlemen. Qué lindo Roma, dice Nomades. Oh, Nomades, bienvenidos. Sí, Roma es una ciudad preciosa. Algunas personas me han dicho que se ve similar a Buenos Aires. Me imagino que hay varias áreas que son poco similares. So I've heard from a few Argentinians that there's a little bit of similarity to Buenos Aires. Adam, what town am I in? I'm in Trastevere. Wendy says you're getting a drink too then? Don't need to recreate it completely exactly. So lots of little... Oh, here we have a beer garden named after his honor. Birria, which means a beer garden or a beer hall. Trilusa. There we go. A beer garden in his honor. Narrow streets, yeah. Yeah, narrow streets. I'm surprised how they allow cars into these streets. I love how they just park anywhere. Yes, indeed. Indeed, Kay. Es verdad que lo dice. Buenos Aires es muy parecido. Nomada says, yes, there are a lot of the Argentinians are right. There's similarities with Buenos Aires in Argentina. Must be hard to wear high heels here. Yeah, you know, I don't think I see too many women wearing it. At least definitely not during the daytime. But maybe at night. We'll see. But during, yeah, these stones must be hard. You know, this wasn't even paved until the 1600s or so. Ooh, what church is this? Who wants to go into a church? Beautiful. All right, let's go into a church. Oh my God, the flying saint. If I recall correctly, his name is San Cupertino, and he was a saint that flew, according to the accounts of many, many people. Thank you so much for the $3 super chat. So that was Santa Dorotea, St. Dorothy. Santa Dorotea. Beautiful, magnificent church inside. The music was playing from the speakers. A lot of the churches here have music playing on speakers, which is very nice. Adds a very beautiful element to it. So there's a lot of churches here. I think it's upwards of 25 churches. I'm going to try to find two. One that I think should be easy because it's right in the main square. The other one has an amazing statue. So let's see if we can find them. Susie says that was so gorgeous. Oh yes. This is why I like wandering. You know, I couldn't plan that church. It's not listed as one of the main sites to visit in Trastevere. But if you wander around, you just might encounter magic. One of the many gates. Also, you could get aperitivo in many of these places a little bit later, around 7 p.m. It's aperitivo time. Let's walk through here. Marianne says, I love it when you stop at churches. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for taking us inside, says Maria. Maria, nice to see you here. Maria from Greece. I'm so glad. My pleasure. This place is featured in the film Rome in Love. Yes, it's featured in that film by Woody Allen. Ray sent 200 stars. Someone else sent 1,000 stars before. Thank you so much, Ray, for the 200 stars. Really? Your car is fitting through here? Oh my god. That's shocking. I thought this street would be car free. The beauty is down the street. It's said in French, says Hyde. Oh yes, I agree, Hyde. Thank you so much for translating that graffiti art. Wendy says, oh my, watch your back. Yeah. A lot of cars passing here through these tiny little streets. Send you a PayPal, says Lorene. Lorene, a mega urbanist, sends a PayPal. Thank you so much, Lorene. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the PayPal. Oh, we have another church. This is amazing. Who wants to go in? We have Santa Maria della Scala, which I'm not sure what Scala means, but it is going to be one of the many churches called Santa Maria. This is the city of Santa Marias. COP says, Renee gives COP 3,900. Thank you so much for the 3,900 Chilean pesos. For the limoncello ice cream with spumante punk or Ramazotti Aperol with tonic. Ooh, Ramazotti. A few people have recommended that, so let's try the Ramazotti soon. Let's go inside. is that Caravaggio? Wow. That's amazing. Absolutely beautiful. So this is Santa Maria della Scala, which means St. Mary of the Stairs. As I mentioned, more than 25 churches in this neighborhood alone. You know, they call Brooklyn the city of churches. Like Brooklyn Heights maybe has 12 or something like that, 12, 13, 14. But yeah, this has almost twice as more as Brooklyn Heights. Now, I saw a few comments. I'm not going to mention any names of people uncomfortable with going to these churches. I understand. Watch at your own pleasure. That's okay. But I just want to say something that I was raised Catholic, so I love going to these churches. But I'll say something that I heard from an amazing travel guide who is Protestant. His name is Rick Steves. He's one of the more famous American travel entrepreneurs and guide makers in the U.S. And he says, when visiting Rome or when visiting any of these beautiful churches in Italy, he says to leave your Protestant sword at the door. That's what he said. And I get what he means. What he was saying is, yes, we have our own beliefs of what we were raised with or what we currently, believe in. But that doesn't mean you can't appreciate the beautiful, wonderful, amazing architecture inside these churches. I guess you can viscerally disagree with them. Rome would probably be not the best place for you, but if you can at least tolerate it, it would be an amazing experience to walk into these churches. So I recommend that. It's my recommendation, personal opinion, because I myself love walking into mosques if I can. It's a little bit harder to film. I love walking into Buddhist temples, Taoist. I haven't been to a Taoist area, but I can't wait to one day go to a Taoist area or a Shinto temple. I'm a huge fan of religious structures, and it doesn't mean I believe everything that they say, but I do love appreciating the architecture. So maybe follow Rick Steves' advice, who he himself was raised Protestant, and he was raised Lutheran. He says, leave your Protestant sword at the door. Hey, Nomades, thank you so much for a $5 super chat. Nomades, gracias por los $5. Lo agradezco. The churches are magnificent. Keep on going. Lorraine says, absolutely, well said. Just admire these amazing buildings and artwork. I'm a lapsed Catholic, and I still admire the beautiful artwork that faith has inspired, says Gabby. Yeah, indeed. I love seeing churches or any religious structures. Please keep showing this to us, says Anna. I'd love to see you in Milan. Ooh, well, with your supports, with your contributions, higher chances I'll feature more places in Italy. Maybe it could be Milan, maybe it could be Florence, maybe it could be Sorrento. Roland mentioned Assisi, which is on the top of my list, and also that's pretty close by. So I might see if a day trip to Assisi is possible. So we hear one of the church bells ringing, and I think it might be the church I really want to show you. Let's go. It's ringing this way. This is Santa Maria della Scala. That's the one ringing the bells. It's very loud. Pasrati says, it's giving me vibes of online traveling. Thanks, Ariel. My pleasure, Hasrati. Hasrati? Where are you from, Hasrati? Let me know. It sounds like a Indian name, but do let me know. Fila, nice to see you here. Fila says, love the church bells ringing. Yeah. Church history a lot. Oh yeah. Wow. It's a beautiful street. Just take this in. Abby, send a PayPal. Oh my God, Abby, thank you so much. Eli, do I plan to go pizza or like Como? No set plans. Rome is only my plan so far. But as I mentioned, with your contributions, there's a higher chance of me featuring another Italian place, another Italian city. David says, I'm half Catholic, half Lutheran. My siblings and I were brought up Lutheran to my Italian mother's horror, says David. Then she came to one of our churches once and realized it wasn't all that different. We just don't have statuary and individual confessionals. Yeah, some Protestant aren't so different from Catholicism. A lot of people call Anglican Protestant. I'm not sure why. To me, I don't think it's Protestant. And they call Episcopal as well. Episcopal and Anglican, almost the same thing as Catholicism in terms of how it looks. Not as much imagery of the Virgin Mary, though. I'm getting old San Juan, Puerto Rico vibes here, says Diana. Yes, Diana. Yes, it looks a lot like El Viejo San Juan, Old San Juan. So Trastevere has a very interesting make change in the past like 20 years or so. But before those 20 years, Trastevere was an odd mishmash of lower income housing on the first few floors and then higher income all the way in the penthouse, which sounds rather normal if you were talking about huge buildings, skyscrapers in New York, but no, here it's rather unique that you had that mishmash of different classes, income brackets. And apparently this day is still similar. All these cats have owners because he has a leash. Uh-oh, we have a car. Oh my god. Can we ban all cars, please? Who's down to do that? Know where we are, but I'm just wandering around. The car's behind me, it's not too bad, Wendy. You know, it would be dangerous with the... In this case, no. Or a regular gasoline car a mile away. Oh, bad service, I'm right by the... God, look at this old school. Well, it's not a Vespa, but it's a different company. L'Umbrella. That's so cool. I want one. Beautiful view. Socks, yeah, I lost socks on the washing line. So here, we're back to one of the vibrant streets. So you could go from quiet to very vibrant in a mere few blocks. Ronald says, I can't wait for the Vatican Museum. That is tomorrow, Friday, about 6:15. I'm starting a little bit late because my ticket was exactly at 6. This is the church. It's on the other side. Bad buffering in there, unfortunately. So terrible buffering in there, unfortunately, with that church. There was a woman there, very nice woman. She was telling me a little bit about the saint in Italian, though I quite didn't understand her. The church was a lot more quaint. That one, a lot more quaint, a lot more simple. Someone asked me, can I film in the Vatican? Yes, Vatican Museum, one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world. There's so many people taking photos, videos, and everything. Yeah, you can. Hi, it says, thick walls block the signal. Indeed they do. Oh, here we have the gigantic Campanile of Santa Maria, la Basilica di Santa Maria della Trastevere. So this is one of the oldest churches in all of Rome, one of the more famous ones. As you can see, a lot of people here. Estray says, please show us more churches. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you this one. So this Campanile, which is a tower, was built in the 1100s. Now, it is rumored that there was a church right in this spot since the 3rd century, 200s. Though that might just be a rumor because that is still a bit early in Catholic history or Christian history to have a church that early, at least publicly. What languages are you hearing? I'm hearing a lot of English, I'm hearing German, and I'm hearing some Spaniards. AR! AR says, bad service makes Ariel turn around faster than the girl's head in The Exorcist. Indeed it does. Bad service means no show. So apparently these foundations were here since the 300s. But the current church that we're seeing here right now, the Basilica di Santa Maria of Trastevere, was built in the 1100s. And it was Pope Innocent II. AR, I really appreciate that $5 super chat. Thank you so much. So while there are churches older than this is the oldest church in Rome, and I think also in Italy, that is dedicated specifically to Santa Maria, to the Virgin Mary. And we can see these beautiful statuary on top. So this is the main meeting point for people in Trastevere. Mirna says, LOL, Ariel's a pro. Mirna, thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. I appreciate that. Gabby says, I'm not fluent in Italian. Can I speak Spanish there and be understood? I don't think so. I think you might be more understood if you spoke in English. Gabby, yeah, I think you have a. I don't think you'll have an easy time speaking in Spanish because while they may sound similar, you might understand each other if you spoke slow enough, but not really. Hasrati, this is the oldest church dedicated to Santa Maria, not the oldest ever. It's the oldest dedicated to Santa Maria. And there's probably churches that date way back to maybe 200 AD, around there. Let me know which churches are those. Now inside there are 22 columns, and I'll tell you this before we walk inside, or show you from the doorway. 22 columns. Those 22 columns are rumored, no one knows 100% for sure, but they're rumored to come from the baths of Caracalla. And Caracalla is one of the more famous Roman baths. It was huge. The baths of Caracalla directly inspired Old Penn Station in New York. So apparently Pope Innocent II decided to use those columns right inside this church. Let me show you photos of Caracalla. So these are how the baths of Caracalla look like now. I may visit it also during our adventure. And this is how they used to look like in their glory. So these ancient Roman baths, they stole the columns and reused them. This is how they looked like a few centuries ago. But, as I mentioned, Old Penn Station was actually based on those baths. Maybe we'll talk more about that when we visit the baths. So let's take a look inside. I put on my mask as well. All right, bear with me. Whoa. AR gave a $35 super chat. Everyone send a bunch of hearts to AR, and the other mega super chatter today has been Lorraine. So Lorraine and AR, thank you so much for your very kind contributions. Thank you so much. AR, $35 super chat. Thank you, AR. Glad I'm educating you. This area of the world. Let's go inside. Let's see if there's service inside. Alright, I gotta be very quiet because people are worshiping. Joanne says, beautiful churches and they sit on folding chairs. It is normal in many of these older Catholic churches to not have set pews, like say the Catholic churches you might see in New York or Boston. So yeah. So unfortunately the church barely has service, but I hope you enjoy the outdoor look at it. And here are the famous outdoor cafes. I've probably been shown in countless different postcards throughout the decades. I hear jazz music. Who wants to follow it? Let me know if you want to follow the jazz. Jazz in Rome, oh yeah. Ancient Roman jazz. Yeah, that is bass. Reminds me of my dad because he does the same type of bass face. Very common in bassists to do weird faces when playing the bass.
Ascoltami un attimo.
Hey René, thank you so much for 1,900 Chilean pesos. Thank you so much. That was really good. Yeah, I think it might be Miles Davis. That was really good. Roland says, would love to hear Senior Ariel play. Ariel Senior. Yeah, so my dad plays the bass. And he plays sometimes this style of Miles Davis or Dave Brubeck sometimes. And he does also a lot of jazz fusion. So shout out to Ariel Senior, Ariel the First. Make a request, says Manu. Chestnut Field. Hey, Kurihara, nice to see you again. You say Herbie Hancock style music. Oh yeah, has similar vibes. Well, that's funny. I've heard my dad play this exact song. No, this is American jazz. I'm not sure who the artist is, but it's definitely American. Hey, Susan says that she saw my dad playing bass on Facebook and she loved it. That's so cool. here is also one of the more famous coffee bars. So I know how to play an instrument? No. Spritz. Who wants to join me for Aperol? Christoph, thank you so much for a €2 super chat. Yeah, I'll give him the €2. Thank you so much. That's really good. David, you can feel free to DM me on Instagram with your recommendations. So glad you were wrong. Thank you so much for a $15 super chat. I appreciate you. Anyone remind me of the Aperol that starts with the M? What's the Aperol that starts with the M? What is the Aperol that starts with the M? Not the Negroni. Negroni is a hard cocktail. What's the Aperol that starts with the M? Is that... Want to join me for one? Here, this is one of the more famous bars. I see people kind of drinking here, so it seems like you can't drink outside the street, at least here. So, let me know. The one that's mixed with Campari and Aperol. Doreen, thank you so much for 200 stars. I appreciate you. Okay. That's wonderful. Jazz is the universal language, yes. So here it is at Aperol Spritz. Great during this time of day. It is very orange tasting. I love Aperol. And of course the Spritz is just Aperol, which is a kind of liqueur that's more orange in taste, and some soda. And it's a really good combination. Christoph says salute, salute to you, Christoph. Lorene, have a good day, Lorene. Have a good drive. Italian lifestyle right here. This is a very good light cocktail. It was €3 that they charged. Oh yeah, Mirtur. Yeah, you're right. Prosecco is also in Prosecco, Aperol, and soda. Thank you so much. That was really good. Oh my god. Oh yeah, the band is good too. Yeah. The band is good too. That was so much fun. And now we got a little guitar guy. This is the clothed cowboy, not the naked cowboy. Here in Italy, the cowboys don't get naked, like in Times Square. They're drawing a crowd. Yeah, they are. There is a huge crowd around. A lot of the older kind of rocker Italians right next to me. So let me zoom out a little bit so I show you the group of older rocker Italians right there sitting in the chairs. I can't lie, they look like my dad's friends. It's that kind of rocker generation from the 70s. I bet some of you out there watching are from that generation. Let us know. Were you a 70s rocker? Or, you know, jazz, rock, all kind of blend together. Says, oh yeah, 70s kid. Nina, hey, ciao, Nina. Joe, you were an 80s rocker. Oh, cool. Different vibe from these guys over here on the chairs. Different vibe. 80s rockers. Phil says, would you mind saying hi to Katie Sugar? To Katie. Hey Katie, welcome to Italia. Bienvenuti. Thank you so much for tuning in, Katie. Phil's friend. Katie Sugar. It's such a great vibe. I love this vibe. I'm so glad we bumped into this place. I just got a few more sips and we'll be on our way. Says, I love the diversity here. Yeah, you see people from all around the world. I see Americans, I see a lot of different Europeans, Germans, Dutch. These guys already taking a photo of me a few times. Dutch, I've seen many people. I have a few British. Hey, Helena, buonasera. Benvenuti. All right, let's continue walking around. So that was a great experience. Cake says we were seeing more masks on the people walking around. Yeah, some people are wearing masks, others are not. Look at this street art of Klimt. Look at this. Someone made a street art sticker of Klimt. The Golden Kiss. Beautiful. You can throw the glass in the garbage can? It's not glass. They served me in a plastic cup. That was it's like technically to go, I think. I'm not sure what the rules here. Any Italians, let me know. Can you drink outdoors here? I don't think so. Because people are technically the square is their outdoor seating area, so I think that's why they give me a plastic cup. That service here. We got burgers. Oh my god. Oh, I thought this was a burrito, but it's not. This is a delirium. So cozy here. Yeah, it is. The street is definitely very cozy. David says some bars permit you to take your drink outside, some don't. Okay, David, thank you so much for clarifying. So it seems like some bars do have the permission that you can bring your drink outside. Cars too close to diners. Yeah, here they are. A lot of car traffic here. This person is trying to do a U-turn. All right, well, where shall we go? Wow. This neighborhood seems very upscale, says Mark. It used to not be. I think it is now. I think a lot of expats are moving here. This would improve if they ban cars. Johnny, what language do I hear? I hear, of course, a lot of Italian, but after that, I hear a lot of English. English is probably the second most heard language I hear. If I were to give you a third, I would say maybe Spanish. Tammy says, what's the population of Rome? 4.6 million people. There's millions and millions of people who live here. Where are we right now? So there's a main road here with the tram. So I guess that main road probably means that we're going out of Trastevere. So let's continue wandering around. And experiencing the beauty of Trastevere. Nina says New York City has 10 million in Times Square alone. Well, New York City, the metropolitan area of New York City is 22 million, 23 million, something along those lines. Anything a little bit above 20 million. The metropolitan area of Rome is only 4.6. So Rome is much smaller than New York metropolitan area. The city proper is also pretty small compared to New York. New York City proper has 8 million. So think about that. So a lot of the cafes here. Rome is bigger population-wise, I thought, says Johnny. No, only 4.6 million, I think, as of 2019. So no, not that big. I thought too. It looks, it feels like a big city. Athens, just a few 100,000 shy of Rome. So Athens is nearly as big as Rome. But Athens does not feel as big city as Rome does. I think looks can be deceiving. I think Rome is more dense. And there's definitely areas that are a lot more dense, like here in Trastevere, which we see here. There's 1 story, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 stories here. 5 on the next one. Is there a real town called Corleone in Italy? Maybe. It might be in the south, if there is. Joe, great question. What about Madrid? Oh, I'm not sure what the population of Madrid is. I forgot. Well, I think it might be around the same as Rome. Oh, what is this? Some type of event happened here, or like an outdoor cinema. Oh, it's an outdoor cinema. It might be for little kids because it seems like a lot of little kids are around. Mater says, I've noticed a lot of Urbanist orange cars. Yeah, there are plenty of them. A lot of orange cars here. I even found Urbanist orange sneakers. I was about to buy them. The population of Madrid, Madrid is bigger. 6.5 metropolitan area for Madrid. Madrid is bigger than Rome. Thank you so much. Who was this? Matt, thank you so much. Matt is leaving amazing extra info on Facebook comments. So thank you so much, Matt, for the extra context. I might not be able to read it all, but I think a lot of people are appreciating it.
Stavamo lì, quant'è sta anziano?
Clement says Corleone is a city in Sicily. Thank you. Is this one of the university buildings? Maybe. How long will you be streaming today, says Johnny? Who knows? Probably 2 hours. About 30 more minutes. Johnny, I don't know. Johnny, you've asked me that a few times, and a few other people have. I really never really know how long I'll be live. I don't really plan these lives as I used to. I used to plan live videos a lot more specific. I used to keep them to about an hour. But I don't know, I really love wandering around. I think it is compelling content. There's other live streamers out there who do tighter streams. I'm not sure if there's any in Rome, but there's definitely other live streamers, like there's in Paris, there's a few in New York that do very specific live streams, 1 hour. Like Japan, there's a few also. Japan Go, only Japan Go, really good at making very specific live streams, but I don't do it because I don't know, I think there's a value in wandering live. So to be honest, I don't know how long I can live stream. Height says too fast. 1 hour, yeah, for a live stream? I think so. Live streams are better when they're longer. Though I would love to feature a cacio e pepe. So if anyone has an amazing recommendation for cacio e pepe, then I will feature it. When you're wandering and exploring, it's all about losing track of time. Oh yes, indeed it is. So, we passed already this area, but that area where we just went seems already to be heading to a different neighborhood. So let's go back into Trastevere and go further in. We're gonna pass the jazz guys one more time. Wandering, lingering, seeing many secret places, says Phil. Yeah, you know, wandering is risky. It's risky because you might spend a whole lot of time and end up doing nothing. Not much. But here in Italy, there's a concept that was popularized by the book and movie Eat, Pray, Love that said dolce far niente. Dolce far niente translates into the sweetness of doing nothing. And sometimes there is a beauty in doing nothing. We might be wandering and nothing particularly special happens. We might not see anything particularly special, but somehow, some way, it's always worth it. And sometimes you do run into something special. You do meet someone interesting. You do encounter a really cool secret. And then those wanderings were also worth it. So I think that's why live video is perfect for this type of show. I can't really do this on a vlog. On a vlog I can do it, but you know, it won't feel the same. Maria says, take all the time you need. It's very enjoyable, always. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Look at these scarves, really cool. Really cool bookstore. Ooh, I like this. Oh. You got some pizza. The pizza that has the raw ingredients and then they cook it. It's beautiful. There's some nice jazz, says POV. Oh yeah, we saw them for about 15 minutes. So pro tip, you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to sit down in the middle of Trastevere and have a drink or coffee. You can do that in these type of bars. So here we have Barra Cafe, Barra Antico Cafe, which means the old ancient coffee. And yeah, you can buy a coffee. Sometimes they might charge you €1 or €2 more to sit down. Sometimes they don't. So you won't be spending too much to sit down in a clean little street. That's a budget tip for all of you. You don't need to go to a restaurant to enjoy the vibes here sitting down. because there's not that many benches that you can sit down publicly, at least. Mono says, is this a recording? Yes, it is, Mono. I knew that you were going to tune in at some point on Twitch, so I planned it because I have access to a Vatican secret called the chronovisor, which you're going to learn about soon. But the chronovisor, according to conspiracy theories, was a time travel device invented by the Vatican, or at least they got their hands on it. And I have access to that chronovisor, and hence I knew exactly when you were going to tune in, and that's why I'm saying hello to you, but this is all recorded. So thank you so much for tuning in, Moano. Inoteca Trastevere. Sometimes you can really tell if a place, there's a lot of tourists. Some places are filled with tourists, other places you can tell they're all Italian. Good to know the Pope has all the tricks. Yeah, can't wait to talk about that. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about chronovisor and all the secrets. 6:15 will be the museum, but turn in a little bit earlier, around say 4 something p.m. Rome time, to see the outside of the Vatican. Oh, look at that. I love how beautiful these buildings are. Cynthia says, what are we doing? Wandering around, no direction, no plan, no agenda. Just enjoying the sights as we wander around, enjoying the beauty of life. Roaming in Rome, that's what we're doing. Is it my imagination, or are there birds swooping for scraps? There are birds swooping for scraps, yeah. I'm not sure, they pass very quickly. Thank God that the cars are tiny, says Audioslave. Yeah, thank God it's not huge American SUVs here. Cars are generally tinier in Europe than they are in America. Jasmine says, we'll figure out how to get back later. Yes, we will. No hurry. So now we're entering the area with shops. So there's a lot of great shops. Hey, Diana says, great tour today. Thank you, Ariel. My pleasure, Diana. So if anyone watching I'm not sure we're getting a lot of Italian viewers. Wow. Look at this street. If anyone has any food recommendations, do let me know. I'm sure most places will be good enough. Dr. Tachi says this is great. It is. Let's go to the quiet street. Let's not speak too loud because it's residential. Dr. Tachi, thank you so much for tuning in. David says, ooh, yeah, the streaming is perfect. In Athens is very unfluid. Yeah, Athens had a little bit more spotty service than Italy. Italy has good service. Hastarati says, find a restaurant to eat. Yeah, we're just wandering around. If anything strikes our fancy, we'll go. Oh my God. Look where we end up, ladies and gentlemen. We came all the way to Italy, to run into Long Island. Is Discover Long Island watching? Hey, Discover Long Island. We found a piece of Long Island in the middle of Rome, Italy, in the Eternal City. Here we have a little Long Island. Maybe we can even have a Long Island iced tea here. That's so awesome. Long Island Cafe. Doesn't look very Long Island.
Not exactly wherever you
I swear this particular video, is not sponsored by Discover Long Island. I swear. Who would have funk? Says Wendy. Yeah, living in Rome is expensive. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For food, no, not too much. You won't spend too much on food, not compared to New York. For groceries, still cheaper than New York. For rent, I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I think those two are tourists as well. There's a lot of tourists here. It's a very touristy part. Audio Slave says you're heading to the river. Oh yes, the river is nearby. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Have a fettuccine Alfredo, says Rene. Oh, Rene. Oh, I appreciate the super chat. 1,900 Chilean pesos. Just a heads up, if you ask for an Alfredo here in Italy, they'll be like, who are you talking about? Because there's no fettuccine Alfredo here. That's a very American thing. That's an American thing that was not even introduced by Italian Americans. Someone else introduced it probably around the 60s or 70s. After visiting some random Roman restaurant. So no one knows exactly for sure, but apparently fettuccine Alfredo, chicken Alfredo was a unique recipe made by some tiny little restaurant in the middle of Rome. And they were weird for doing it because most Italians don't mix chicken with their pasta. And somehow some American saw it, came back and started making it over there in America, and then somehow it became a big thing in like Olive Garden and many other typical Italian American chain restaurants. So yeah, no Alfredo here, but fettuccine, yes, you'll find fettuccine dishes here. Yes. What neighborhood is this, Cynthia? It's called Trastevere. Trastevere. If anyone wants to write it down, feel free to do so. Trastevere. A beautiful, quaint area. No, the recipe got invented at Via de Scofra in Rome. Ooh, Rene, they found the exact place? That's interesting, Rene. That would be really interesting to investigate the original Alfredo. It would be fascinating. I need to get to know Rome and Greece soon. Oh yeah, you do, Dr. Tachi. All right, let's go a little bit more down here. If anyone has any last remaining questions, feel free to ask. Cynthia, how do you spell it? It's quite long. T-R-A-S. If anyone can spell it. It starts with T-R-S. So Rene has a very interesting update, as I mentioned just earlier, that apparently the restaurant is known where they found the original chicken Alfredo. which is Via della Scofra in Rome, Italy. Where's Via della Scofra 10A? Let me know. Are we nearby? Let me know. Scusi. All right. Well, you go to the ghetto in Trastevere. So Topolino is referring to the old Jewish ghetto. That is the name. It has negative connotations in the US, but here it's more of just the traditional name, the old name that they gave it, ghetto. And it is across the Tiber River. This used to be the Jewish area till 1555. And that year, the Pope decided to round up all the Jews and put them into a closed neighborhood called a ghetto. And that ghetto ended up being across the Tiber, very nearby. We'll be visiting that maybe another day, so stay tuned. And they have some old Jewish recipes. And it's among the oldest Jewish neighborhoods in Europe. It's the oldest Jewish neighborhood basically outside of Jerusalem or Israel. POV says 1555. Ooh, that's an interesting year. Hey, Irene, you're back. Welcome back. Nice to see you here. So, where should we go? I think this neighborhood isn't so hard to walk the entire length. Okay, we'll walk back and go to one of these corners we haven't seen yet. So we're back at the square again, one more time for the third time. What time is sunset? Near, it's close. 8:20 something, maybe? Soon, very soon. In Rome, you must eat cacio e pepe or carbonara, says Zio. Oh, yes, Zio. I'll be showing that at some point. You know, I would love to find a place here, but I don't know. A lot of these places seem so touristy. they're not really attracting me. And yeah, it might be worth it for the views, but I don't know. I feel like showing you a very good cacio e pepe. You need to cross the river via Punta Cisto. Yes, Rene, yeah, it's nearby. We'll save it for another day. Teresa just became a monthly supporter. Thank you so much for becoming a super urbanist, Teresa. Teresa's awesome. We have a few Teresas watching. You also have a second name as Mari. That's so cool. 2 Teresa Maries watching. But thank you so much, Teresa Marie, for becoming a supporter. I really appreciate you. All right. I love the colors. Umbra and salmon. Yes. It's a very orange neighborhood, very urbanist orange neighborhood. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Ooh, did we walk through this area before? It all looks new. When you walk in reverse, everything feels new. Lorraine is back. Oh. more people waiting here. There's a huge line for a restaurant. Oh my god. What is this? You can just run into new corners. Matt says, yeah, we did before. Well, Matt, it all feels new to me. We tried carbonara, says Steven. Yes, at some point I will. There's one restaurant I already have in mind I wanted to show you. Tammy says, wow, so many people on the Thursday night. Yeah. And you know, it would be even more full, but we are still amidst the pandemic. So, yeah, it is a very vibrant part of the city. You know, a lot of Italians and people who live here are in apartments. So this is their hangout spots. Is the restaurants, is the bars, it's the aperitivo. That's their hangout spot. Well, why the military, says Cynthia? I don't know. I've seen already the military a few times. Similar to the US. Might be their National Guard. Might not be the actual military. I love this neighborhood. I love how easy it is to kind of just walk around. Just enjoy the sights.
Maybe later.
Mike Boss.
Nina says, don't mention the Turks to the military. We're no longer in Greece, Nina, so I can finally say the T word out loud. I don't need to whisper when I say the Turks. Here I can yell it loudly and proudly. No one will care. I won't be deported from the country. Oh, Nina says not in Sicily. Ooh, yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, you're right. Sicily does have a troubled past with the Turks as well, or Muslims. P. Griffith says, don't mention Turks in southern Italy. Why? What happened with the Turks there? So just like Trilussa wandered the streets drunk, making poetry, we have made poetry today. we're ending where we started. Everyone, that was a grand epic tour through Trastevere. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Lots of little nooks and crannies. And I hope you really enjoyed this tour, this wandering. And if you noticed, I did tell you some history. It's because these videos are indeed still research, even though I still kind of just wander around. The reason I don't make it a history tour is, at least for some of these episodes, is because I want to kind of show you the area, but more casually. And I see a lot of value in learning casually. I think a lot of people do as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. I hope you enjoyed Trastevere. Highly recommend walking around. I still gotta seek what are the good restaurants, because I see a lot of places are filled with tourists and they make me a little bit suspicious. Though in Italy, good chance y'all have good food almost everywhere. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Arrivederci, everyone. Buonanotte. See you tomorrow around 4 p.m. and then later in the Vatican Museum at 6:15. Buonanotte.